What are we doing?
I'm just gonna come out and say it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit about you that I don't know. and then by extension, there's probably a lot of shit about you that the listener doesn't know.
I think there's probably a lot of stuff that I don't know about myself either, if we're being completely honest.
Right. So I had an idea. What if I just ask you 50 questions? And you give me the answer to said 50. And then on a later date at some point, if you're, feeling up for it, you can probe me as well.
I mean, that kind of derails our plans as we were going to review Lost in Translation tonight, but I guess I can be flexible. We can move on to something else. That's fine.
Yeah. I not that I wasn't looking forward to that. I just wasn't. And so
that Snapchat you sent me with your eyes bloodshot and crying and in total misery was unrelated.
Yeah, it was enough for you to instantly re-delete Snapchat. So, hello and welcome.
Welcome to the Movie Men podcast. I am Peter. That is Brady. And as Brady said, he kind of hinted towards what we're going to be doing today, and it's a bit different than the norm. But it is potentially something for you, the listener, to get to know us better as you continue this journey on listening to our show. Whether this is your first time with us or your 105th time, or you've been here the whole time with us, it's a fun idea, and we hope you enjoy it.
Or whether or not you've been here longer than we have.
I don't think that's possible.
Well, never. With the way the MCU is going with multiverses and stuff like that, it's quite possible that there's a version of our podcast out there somewhere that has been around a lot longer than we've been doing it. And
I mean, also with Carl Leisman joining the show with a lot of our MCU episodes, there could be a day where the tally goes more Carl than Peter as far as number of episodes featuring. So,
or he just runs the show solo and we both get canned. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, we'll see how ratings turn out.
So, do you want to just dive right into this?
Let's do it. You're the conductor.
All right. So, in the interest of getting to know you better, question number 1 is, what's your social insurance number?
Okay. It's 00000100B.
Huh. Yours has a letter in it.
It does, because
Weird.
The B stands for the best.
Weird. Okay. No. Actually. All right. So, obviously, we'll get this one out of the way. Question number 1, what is your favorite movie of all time?
Favorite. Oh, that's tough. I guess if we were just going top 10 films, the last time I updated my top 10 list, the second Lord of the Rings is on there. I guess it'd be a different question if you're asking me, like, what's my favorite movie-going experience, or, something that might change the answer, but I guess probably that or one of the Lord of the Rings films.
All right, fair enough. Question number 2. How do you usually spend your weekends?
I'll just take that as...
For the record, yeah. Pete has no idea what these questions are. This is the first time he's hearing all of them.
Right. And technically we're recording on the weekend, so I could say this show is what I do on my weekends.
That's fair.
Not true. That's not true. What I do in my downtime, I will take that just because sometimes, like a lot of people, I work on the weekends. But in my downtime, I am obviously into film. I'm obviously into podcasting. I am heavily into some sports. And I obviously spend time watching Peppa Pig and organizing chaos as I have 2 children.
I was going to say the Peppa Pig thing will become a lot more appropriate once you have children, but for now, just keep doing you.
Right.
Yeah. What's the most important thing you've learned in life?
Oh, man. I don't even know, man. Oh, moderation. I feel like moderation is like one of those transcending things, right? Like whether it's talking about film or potato salad at your friend's barbecue, or getting too high or getting too low emotionally. It's like, do everything, what's appropriate, but don't do something too much or not enough. And, whether it's looking after yourself, don't be selfish, but also don't forget about looking after yourself. I feel like moderation is one of those things that, I don't know, if you kind of loosely translate moderation into other things, is an important life lesson.
Yeah, solid. What's the most embarrassing thing you've ever said or done in front of someone you liked?
I have no idea. I am drawing a blank. Not that I've never done something where I put my foot in my mouth, but I will skip that, and I might pop back to it later if I can think of something.
All right. What's the last concert you went to?
Oh. If you ask me in a couple months, it'll be the Wiggles.
Attaboy.
I think the actual last concert was Coldplay.
Nice. When was that?
2017, so that's like 5 years ago. Yeah.
It's a long time ago.
It is.
It's a long time. The Wiggles is a worthy return.
Right. Right.
The concert going experience. Right. What are your hidden talents?
You tell me.
No, what's something you think you're really good at that not a lot of people know about?
Sure. I am like, you know this, so this isn't a surprise to you, but I'm like the boring detail kind of guy in the group. I love making spreadsheets about things. I love recording things and like using past experience or past statistics and numbers to kind of inform decisions or kind of look back on something. So I'm like the dweeby guy who makes spreadsheets about things, and I'm good at kind of monitoring things or looking at things or gleaning what we can learn from past events.
Right. Cool. Yeah. And sometimes, like, in terms of this show, that comes in super handy.
Right.
Like, right. Honestly. Like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like of the two of us, I'm the guy, you're like, hey, have we reviewed this movie? And I'm like, we totally did, or we totally didn't, or we did that. Just because a lot of things start to blend and like, I get it, but I'm like yeah. I remember like how many teardrops I had coming down my face when we saw Joker. I will never forget that.
About half as many as when you found out they were making a second one.
Right.
What word would you use to describe yourself if you could only choose one?
I mean, a cop-out would be tall.
That would be a cop-out.
Yeah. That's like I don't have a good answer for that, but that one cuts deep. It's like, if you could write, that exercise where it's like, write your own obituary, and, it helps make goals for what you want to do on this earth. And I feel like having one word describe you is also in that territory of
what if you were writing your own autobiography and the title of the book was going to be one word?
Right. I can't, that's a lot of pressure to put one word. Like, I feel like the cocky answer that most people would say would be like triumphant or dominant.
We can go with cocky if you want to go with cocky.
That is not what I would want.
That's there we go. All right. What has been your most memorable life experience to date?
Oof. Huh. I mean, listen. This is a show for entertainment, so I could go for. There's like the standard life answers, like, when I got my first paycheck, or I got my first job, or getting married, or kids, and all that stuff. And those are all those would be the real answers. But the recency bias being on a film podcast might be Top Gun Maverick, because that was one heck of a life event.
beat out going to see, or beat out the moment your first child was born.
Right.
Top Gun Maverick.
It's hard to say. Could be the recency bias squeaking in there.
Could be. What is the most amusing thing that you have ever spent money on or purchased on the internet?
Amusing thing. I'm not going to say amusing, because to me that question means what's something you bought and it turned out to be really cool and whatnot. But one time I bought this, it's like a headphone, I guess you'd describe it. It's what you plug into your cell phone, and it looks like an old rotary phone. So that, like, say if you're making a bunch of phone calls and you want like an actual rotary phone look when you're holding up the phone. I bought it once, and I was with Carl Eastman, and I was making a bunch of phone calls. And like, I bought this. That's like the one time I used it, and then after like 4 years, I just gave it away because I never used it again. So I wouldn't say amusing. That was, I guess, amusing looking at it and going, what a waste of money. But at the time, it wasn't that amusing.
All right. What's the weirdest thing that happened to you in the last week?
Oh, the last week. I've had a pretty normal week. Not boring, but normal. I'm just gonna pass on that one. I'm drawing a blank.
Nothing weird. Nothing weird to report. Okay.
No.
What is your pet peeve?
I think when people complain, if you know what I mean, like, I am very much about sharing human experiences, and if someone's having an issue, then I'm very much like, let's talk about this and let's get some weight off your shoulders. But I think I grow tired of sometimes the people who just like to complain about things, like, hey, I'd let insert complaint, and then you go, oh, well, these solutions would easily solve it. No, well, no, okay, no, I'd rather complain about it. I don't know. I guess just kind of first worldly problem people.
Yep, I get that. Mm-hmm. Are you a pet person? Do you like pets?
I have not. That's come to my attention recently. Is that wrong that I'm not a pet person?
I don't know if it's wrong.
Because
I mean, I can't empathize, but I think it's,
Yeah. I feel out of the loop. It's something that I've thought about recently, where a lot of people just in social circles and then just like geographically near me, I notice because they walk their pets. But I just feel out of the loop that I don't have a pet. Like, there's so many pet stores. There's so many people walking their pets, doing things for their pets. And I don't mind pets, but I had them growing up, but I've never had one as an adult. And it just seems like something that, say if you want to go out of town, you want to do something, it just seems like that's not really my fit right now for having a pet. So I don't. And I feel like I'm in a minority.
Probably. Yeah. Most people, even if they shouldn't be pet people, most people are pet people.
Right.
When was your last relationship?
I would say, we all have relationships every day.
No, but like, when was your last romantic relationship?
I guess today.
Today. You're married. Are you married? There you go. Yeah. Congrats. Where is your dream travel destination?
Oh, literally somewhere without kids right now. And I say that jokingly because I love my kids more than anything in the world. I don't know.
And somewhere with Top Gun Maverick. That's the.
Yeah. No. If it was winter, somewhere warm and tropical. I've been really craving going to like somewhere in the Pacific Northwest of the United States, or in like the Rocky Mountains areas of Canada. Just, I've seen some people who have been traveling there recently, and it just looks phenomenally beautiful. Just the mountains and the landscapes. That is, it's passed into my sphere of attention, I'll tell you that.
Okay. What food do you normally enjoy eating?
Oof. I just had some Indian food within the last week, and it just hit the spot. But I
lots of curries and
butter chicken. I love sushi. Love Mexican food. So I'm not like the most adventurous person, but I do like a variance of foods.
Okay. What's the most meaningful gift you've ever gotten?
Oof. The other day, my son had spent the whole week on a beach, and he kept trying to eat every single stone he picked up. And for the whole week, like every time he'd pick up a stone, I'd have to remove it from his hand so he wouldn't choke on it. And then he kind of went over this hurdle and stopped doing that. And then one day he was crawling around on the sand, picked up a rock, and then like stood up and like handed me the rock and walked away. And I we'll count that as a gift because it seemed like a heartwarming moment of, instead of just doing the thing he had done all week, he had shared something with me.
Right. Oh, I like that.
Thank you.
That's good. What is your favorite childhood memory?
Oof. I've got some like childhood ones of like camping and fishing, which seems awesome. As it's film related, I remember seeing Lord of the Rings in theaters, and I was still like, I would call that a kid. So like that was exciting, and the anticipation was fun. And it was still, I would say it's almost magical, right? Because like going to the theater as a kid was fantastic, but also seeing a magical world on a big screen where as adults, we can sometimes have our, suspended disbelief, but as kids, like you can get right into it. So I would say one of my childhood memories was seeing Lord of the Rings in the theaters.
All right. What weird smell do you find particularly appealing?
I can't think of any.
Really? Like some people are like, oh, I love the smell of, I love the gasoline smell, or I
that's
love
a good one.
I love the manure smell, or I love,
See, the gasoline one, sure, that checks a box, but I wouldn't consider that weird. Like I get what you're saying. True enough.
What smells are that are not supposed to be like beautifully aromatic?
Right. I'll just stick with the gasoline one because I do like it, but I'd argue that it's not an abnormal smell. Like it's just pleasant.
All right. Pete huffing gas. All right.
Check off that box.
What are some things you wish you had known when you were younger?
Yeah, I feel like it's something that your parents talk about all the time, where it's like, oh, don't worry about certain relationships or certain things because they might not be of consequence. And as a kid, it's like, oh no, I have to hang out with this certain group, or I've got to wear this certain sweater. And when you look back on it 10, 5, 20 years later, you're like, oh yeah, my parents are right. That totally didn't matter at all. And I wish I had listened to them. I wish I had focused on things that did matter, like going to the movies with my friends, or hanging out with the friends that I want to hang out with, or not caring about what other people thought about. So I guess maybe I would just I'd have better perspective and listen to my parents more.
Yeah. I get that.
To a degree.
I get that. Yeah. How do you deal with people who annoy you for no apparent reason?
I walk away when I can.
Just cut them out. Just put those bastards on Do Not Disturb. Yeah. Where would you live if you could live anywhere in the world?
I'm talking Hawaii, I think.
Really?
I think.
You're a
I've never been
man.
there. So I think I romanticize it a lot, but it's somewhere where I could still speak English, which I value just because I don't know many languages. But you get the tropical aspect. You have some different cultural influences there. So it's not just like, hey, here's just the same old. Like you get some very unique diversity there. And yeah, just the weather and the beauty and the amazing landscapes. I just picture myself being like turning into a surfer there.
Nice.
And having long hair.
What kind of stuff makes you laugh the hardest?
Some of the wild things you say. You know what? Just people making jokes, comedy. I can't think of anything specific.
All right.
Listen to the show and you'll find out.
You'll find out. Yeah. What do you believe in love at first sight?
You know what? Maybe not completely. Just because, the cliche things of like, how can you know someone? How can you just base something off of physical intuition? Because obviously I get that doesn't make complete sense, but I can get like a first positive sign at first sight, where you get good vibes of like, hey, that person looks nice, like not just attraction. I'm saying like that person gives off nice vibes. They look like a nice person.
They're magnetizing.
Yeah, like maybe they're just smiling and it's energetic, or the way they're talking, it just looks like they're infused with energy, or maybe you're looking from afar and like, hey, it looks like they're including people in conversations. Like just subtle things that you can kind of base off and say, okay, based off these nonverbal things, I'm getting good vibes in them. So I'd say yes, I believe in it to a degree.
So maybe not love at first sight, but infatuation at first sight?
Sure. Or at least lack of red flags at first sight.
Right.
Because you can look at someone and be like, I'm not attracted to that person because I don't like those jokes, or that person looks like a snob, or they're being rude to someone or some such.
Right. What movie did you watch over and over when you were a kid?
I feel like the classics, actually, I'm going to go with an off the radar one here because, classics like Lion King and Aladdin and then like Lord of the Rings when I was older. But the one that I get flack from because I don't think it's as popular, but The Brave Little Toaster. You
so
picking up? Right. Okay. Thank you. Most of the people that I talk to about either A, haven't heard it, or B, find it kind of obnoxious and kind of weird and off-putting. And I'm like, what's wrong with you?
It's surprisingly dark.
It is, for sure. And as a kid, that can be scary, but it's also heartwarming.
Oh, yeah.
So,
for sure. No, it's a great movie.
It is a great movie.
Not so much the sequels, but the first one's excellent.
If I've seen the sequels, I haven't committed them to memory.
Right, okay. Who would you consider to be the luckiest person in the world?
Oh, that's a deep question. Because, maybe the best answer is to say myself, right? Like, maybe I should just be happy with my lot in life and say I'm healthy, I'm young, I've got people who care about me, I've got people I care about.
I went to see Top Gun Maverick twice.
I saw Top Gun Maverick twice. I feel like maybe I'd say Tom Cruise. I don't know. Like, that dude met the royal family at a screening of Top Gun. Like, how? Whether you like
he also blew it with Nicole Kidman.
And there's also the whole Scientology bit. I get it, but I'm just saying, when you could see and rub shoulders with the royal family, love them or hate them, they're still the royal family, and you get to rub shoulders with them at like a screening of a movie. That's pretty incredible.
Oh, for sure. Who haven't you seen or spoken with in a long time that you hope is doing well?
I feel like I've got a few friends, too many to list by name, that parenthood is kind of a weird thing mixed with COVID, just because parenthood, it's not that you lose interest in friends. It's just like, oh, I can't meet up with these people because I just have child obligations, or I keep putting off seeing them or talking to them. And then also mixed with COVID, a lot of people were unable to move around and go around and do around. So I think like a lot of people have got a few old friendships like that. My most is Tom Cruise. I miss seeing him a lot, and I do hope to see him soon.
Well, and he's so busy too.
There's that, and the fact that he doesn't know who I am.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What qualities do you look for in a partner?
That's a good question. No, I look for the same qualities as a partner as in I do friends. Obviously have to have some mutual interests, but also some differences are good. I also feel like there's a bit of yin and yang too. Like, I feel like you and me are an example of that. Like, I don't like talking all the time, but I like listening or engaging in conversation. And that's why I like you spearheading a lot of things, because that's just my comfort level. But yeah.
So I would make a good partner for you.
I wouldn't say that. We have enough differences that I don't know if I could be fully committed to in a relationship.
Okay.
If at all committed. This is weird.
All right. Well, we can just end here if you want.
Well, that's it.
What is your all-time favorite movie quote?
Oh my gosh, these are some good questions, and they're hard to do off the top of your head. Again, it's recency biased because I used it in a GIF emoji back and forth in a conversation today, but just the whole bit where Tobey Maguire in The Great Gatsby says, "But you can't repeat the past," and Tobey Maguire, Jay Gatsby says, "Oh, but you can." And it's one of my favorite films, and it's such a a heightened moment and a character flaw of his, and it's kind of a tragedy. So I think that might be it. And I think that's mostly just because that's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head. There are better, more iconic quotes, but that's the one that comes to mind.
What are some questions you wish people would stop asking you?
This is kind of I'm going to go big picture on this one here, but like, I don't mind small chat. Definitely don't. It's part of like normal human life, like weather and things of that nature. Things that everyone has a commonality with, that are icebreakers or pertinent depending on what you're doing that day. But I do feel like I wish some people would stop engaging me in conversations of things of that nature completely. And like, it's just amazing the untapped conversations of like unknown mysteries of the universe. It's like, hey, instead of asking me what I think about something mundane, do you believe in extraterrestrial life? Do you believe in supernatural life? Do you believe in, like, just like really rip off the doors and just like get into it with some things? Just get into, hey, how are you doing? Instead of saying, I'm all right, and say, hey, I'm awful. My car blew up last night and I'm having existential crisis, and go, okay, well, let's break that down. But,
right. Okay. Cool. Yeah. What's your favorite meme of all time?
Oh my gosh. These are such good questions. And I'm like, I feel like I'm answering them, and then I'll come up with like, in the middle of the night, I'll be like, no, it was that one. Honestly, I feel like the Kevin Durant, "You the Real MVP" one is good. Definitely the one from, is it Predator? Yeah, with Arnold Schwarzenegger and like his colleague, and they do like a high five or whatnot, and then like their biceps like turn to the size of the moon, and like it just like zooms in on them. That one's a classic. And the Jay Gatsby giving a cheers one is also a classic one too.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
You got to.
What is the worst text that you've ever sent by accident?
Text by accident. I feel like there's got to be ones where I sent it to the wrong person, and it might have been about that individual that I sent it to. I feel like that's just a common, like, I feel like that's probably happened to everyone. Can't think of something specific. Or like, I feel like something vague, and I can't think of specifically, or like I sent something to someone that was a surprise, like say a surprise event, and the individual wasn't supposed to know about it, so then you have to send like a follow-up text later to like casually be like, oh yeah, and what I meant by that was this, and I don't know, some way kind of
to try to fix it.
To fix it in a way that saves face, but also saves whatever the mission was.
Yeah. Who is your celebrity crush?
I used to be Gwyneth Paltrow. Like, that was my answer back in the day.
Prior to her selling candles scented like her own vagina? Or was that like...
I'll just say that ship sailed a long time ago. It's just like, okay, you're a human being and you have your own interests, and maybe they don't align with where I'm at right now.
Right, okay, yeah.
I don't know. I haven't given a lot of serious thought to that. Celebrity crush. I feel like Emma Stone is a safe one, just because, like, talk about entertaining, talented, like, she's definitely one of my top actresses, so I feel like that would fall into that category for sure. So I'll just stick with that.
I feel like you're way too tall for her, though.
I'm way too tall for a lot of people.
For most, yeah.
For most.
Yeah, myself included.
Well...
yeah, it's another reason it would never work out.
Right.
Which animal would you be if you could be an animal?
Oof. It'd be cool to pick like one of those whales or like exotic turtles that live to be like 100 years old or 200 years old. But the reason I'd want to be that old is to just see and experience history and world events. But the reality is, in that capacity, you're just going to eat plankton and swim all the time. So
Yeah, it's not much of an existence.
Yeah, like you're really not reaping the rewards of living. What I'm wanting to get out of an extra long life, I'm not reaping those rewards. I'm not seeing the Great Wall of China when it was built and then something 200 years later.
No. If you could be a superhero, who would you be?
Oof. I rip on Batman just because he's rich and has no actual superpowers. But I mean, I would love to be a billionaire with like so many resources at my fingertips. And I'd say maybe Batman. Alternatively, Thor.
Really? See, I love Batman. I would never be Batman because Batman's life sucks.
That's true.
So if I were going the billionaire route with all the resources, I'd be Iron Man. He's a much happier existence than...
See, my mind went past Iron Man at first. I'm like, nah. But I think you've convinced me. I think I would do Iron Man.
Oh, no, he's mine now. Too late. No.
Iron Batman.
Yeah. Ooh, that'd be terrifying.
Where are they?
When's the last time you did something that took you out of your comfort zone?
Oof, like every week on our podcast. No, not actually.
Every time Brady says shit.
Take a walk on the wild side.
Yeah.
Comfort zone, man. Not too much. Parent life, work life, adult life. I think you can't relate completely because you're a little more adventurous than I am, but you probably know what I mean to a degree.
Oh yeah.
I can't think of anything outrageous recently.
All right. When's the last time you cried with laughter?
Oof. I feel like pretty recently. Like sometimes if I'm tired, I can just like kind of lose it. I specifically remember in our like James Bond series, I think it was Goldfinger, I came pretty close to crying. It was something about ripping on Felix Leiter and like how he was at a KFC and just like how ridiculously awful he was written as a foil to James Bond, and he's just like literally at a KFC while James Bond, like Roger or Sean Connery is just doing suave, sophisticated things, and we've got Felix Leiter like getting a good old bucket of chicken and just like batching it out. Anyway, the way you talked it up and kind of farcically critiqued it, I physically remember like laughing and like tearing up a bit.
All right. What website or app has had the most significant impact on your life, for better or for worse?
Feel Twitter is maybe the answer. Could be recency bias. Like I feel like maybe some early apps, if you call them apps like MSN or Facebook, might have been the earlier, more groundbreaking ones. But I feel like Twitter is wild depending on what kind of circles you're in on Twitter. But it's wild because like it's a very interactive platform where like the actual like checkmarked but certified celebrities, personalities, like famous people, you can interact to a degree with them on Twitter, right? So I've had some people that I'd consider celebrities, or at least I'm interested in, like either like responses I've given to them or given like small comments back, and it's just kind of fun. It's just like, you know what, like I had Kyle MacLachlan like a response of mine once, and he's an actor I love, and it's just crazy that in 2022 I can interact to a degree. Like I'm not having DMs or phone calls with them, but I'm still interacting with a celebrity that I like, compared to say if it was 1985. Like that just didn't exist back then. So I think it's cool, and it's fun. So I think Twitter might be the answer for me personally. I live on that thing too much.
To be fair, you didn't exist in 85 either, so.
Well, that's true. So I really didn't have an opportunity. But even if I did, I wouldn't have.
Right. What's the worst thing you've ever heard a person say to another person?
Nothing specific comes to mind, but I'm sure I've heard some awful things. These are hard to. I'm coming a little flat-footed on some of these, so I think I'll skip that one.
All right. What's your favorite snack?
I'm a popcorn guy. I really am.
Yeah, really.
Movie theater, at home, I am like popcorn is just life.
Right. Do you ever get into the like the seasoning shaker things or
I do. I don't like I like what I like, so like I'll try new ones, and as a Christmas gift I got like a basket of different flavors. And so I'll try them on occasion, but I do have my go-tos, and just like for me the gold standard, butter, salt.
they just don't stick to the popcorn well. Like it's just not.
It depends. I would say there's less that I like than I don't like.
Right.
If that makes sense. Yeah. I'm agreeing with what you're saying.
Yeah. Who was the worst visitor you've ever had, and what did they do?
I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but I remember once when I was in school, I didn't lock my dorm door. And so one time in the middle of the night, some drunk guy walked into like my apartment and then walked into my room thinking it was his room in his apartment. And he woke me up, and I was like, what the hell are you doing in here? And so that was kind of rude.
I would say that counts. That totally counts.
I like after I was like, get out of my apartment, and like walked him out and locked the door. Note there. I was also like half asleep, so I'm like, did this actually literally just happen? And it took me a minute to wake up.
When was the last time you accidentally hurt someone's feelings?
Oof. I think I probably do that. I'm a bit of a jokester sometimes, so I think I sometimes can say things that like in the heat of the moment maybe either are taken out of context or I take a bit too far. So there's probably a whole rap list on me.
Okay. All right. Do you love reading books?
I'm not. I'm a little sad by that. I've always wanted to get into it. My excuse when I was done school was like, I've read enough of stuff I don't want to. It's time to move on and read things I want to. And just my go-to is not books.
Yeah.
When I travel,
I'm in the same boat.
Yeah, and I want to.
I've got a good bookshelf with some pretty great books on it.
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
The majority of which I've never read.
Yes.
And may
sad.
never.
It is my goal to get into a bit more someday, and I did to a degree. Like when I used to travel pre-COVID, pre-kids, I would definitely be like, okay, this is my vacation book, so I'll read it if I'm on a plane, or read it if I'm like in the middle of nowhere with no Wi-Fi, and it was nice just to force you to get in to do something and kind of detach and disconnect. So I've got some hope for getting into that a bit more, but I'm not, sadly.
All right. What's the most ridiculous joke you've ever heard?
I've heard some good puns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't think of a joke off the top of my head.
What? Oh, my goodness. What's the best advice you've ever gotten?
Feel like just I kind of went back to that whole thing that I answered with the previous question with moderation, but like, don't get too high on your highs and don't get too low on your lows, as far as just life goes. So like, if you feel like you're having a crap week or you're feeling down on yourself, just realize like things aren't that bad. Like whether it's things aren't going well for you, realize like, hey, this isn't me, or this isn't the normal. Things will not be like this forever. And if you're getting too high, things are going well, everything you touch is just turning to gold. Just realize, hey, I'm human too. I'm going to come down. This isn't, don't just realize, just be humble, I guess is kind of the commonality there.
Yeah, that's fair. What is a fact that you are shocked that more people are not aware of?
I'm drawing a blank. I don't know. Can I pop that one back to you? Because I feel like you might have a better answer there.
Shocked? I don't know. There's a bunch of like common misconceptions or like old wives' tales that I would say I pride myself on being
the
wise
truth giver
to.
Right.
Yeah. And so it drives me nuts when there's people who don't accept that and are insistent that this urban legend is true. So yeah. So stuff like that. I don't know. When people are like, "Oh, this is really bad for you," and you're just like, "Actually, it's not." Like, actually, that's rubbish. You know, too much of it is bad for you, but you eat too many strawberries, you're gonna get sick, right?
Right.
So, like, and so I guess it's simple things like people are like, "Oh, what are they like?" Just different like food additives or stuff where people have their hate on for them, and you're like, do you understand how rigorously this stuff is tested? Like, do you understand that? Sure, if you have 3 Diet Cokes every day for 8 years straight, that much aspartame is not gonna be great for you. If you have a Diet Coke once a week, twice a week,
Right.
it's not. You're not going to get cancer from that. That's not. So stuff like that. I don't know.
Yep.
What happens in real life that is rarely shown in films?
What happens in real life that rarely happens in films? Whew. I'm caught flat-footed again. I don't know. I'm going to pass that one.
All right. Which of the 4 seasons is your favorite?
Spring. 100%.
Why?
Yeah. It's kind of like the youth of the seasons. You've got your whole season ahead of you. You've got summer and fall approaching. So it's like new beginnings. Also just physically just walking outside and feeling fresh air, warmth, the sun. And just like after like the purgatory that is winter, you just like you're coming out of the desert. You're just reinvigorated with a life.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I
Definitely
get that.
spring.
I would say summer for me. But I do like spring. I like spring because like summer's coming. And there's this real mentality of like winter can kiss my ass. And so
that's exactly it.
And so you're just like, yeah, woo, spring stuff is starting to grow. You're
Right.
like, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Tell me one item from your bucket list.
Whew. I'm wanting to do some physical summery activities a bit more. I want to try surfing or like kite surfing as well. Like some of those summery activities that like aren't like motorized, it's not like sailing or boating or something. It's something that you need like a physical engine and like money to do, but just something that is like just getting out in the water and riding waves and just kind of physically challenging and like that would be that is something I definitely want to get into or at least try.
Okay. If you could commit a crime and get away with it, what crime would you commit?
I definitely would pull some 2002 Leonardo DiCaprio Catch Me If You Can isms, and I would just love to live the high life while also gleaning or like taking a lot of money from blind, like faceless corporations. So like not actually taking from a specific person or stealing from pension funds or like hurting someone, but more just sticking it to some rich mega corporation.
Sure.
Stealing from Amazon.
Yep. The real Robin Hood style.
Yeah.
And the final question.
Wow.
50 questions.
Jeez.
What would you ask for? Who would you ask for if you could talk to someone who is no longer living?
I have an aunt who is very special to me, and I feel like there's just certain terms that don't mean the same thing to different people. But this was more than an aunt to me. She was in some ways kind of like, not quite as close as my mother I am to my mother, but she was quite close, and she's no longer with us. So I think that would be my go-to for sure.
That is probably like the most noble answer. In a podcast episode where you put Maverick over the birth of your own children,
which was a joke.
Well, no, I wasn't taken that way. I would say that choosing your aunt over choosing like, you know, a dead celebrity, that was there you go. That's very noble.
Thank you. All right.
Wrap this up for us, sir.
Well, I guess first of all, thank you for the listener for joining us. Thank you as well, Brady, for coming up with these questions. I've got some thinking to do to come up with yours. And until next time, thank you for joining us. Like all our socials below, join everything that you can that are the links below. If it says to click, just do it. Don't think about it, just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
Just do it. Join our Patreon, buy some merchandise, help support and grow the show. We really appreciate our existing Patreons. Thank you very much. And until next time, which will be either talking questions, maybe a vote, maybe a new release, whatever it is, stay tuned.
Yeah, I'm like 95% sure that none of the links below are viruses.
Most of them are not.
Most, like, yeah. I would say you're fairly, and if you've got like a good antivirus, just click away. Just do it.
Test that VPN.
Yeah.